Tush, never tell me. I take it much unkindly that thou, Iago, who hast had my purse as if the strings were thine, shouldst know of this, and
Blood, but you will not hear me. If ever I did dream of such a matter, abhor me.
Thou toldst me thou didst hold him in thy hate.
Despise me if I do not. 3 great ones of the city, in personal suit to make me his lieutenant, oft cap to him. And by the faith of man, I know my price. I am worth no worse a place. But he, as loving his own pride and purposes, evades them. And in conclusion, none suits my mediators. For certes, says he, I have already chosen my officer. And what was he? Forsooth a great arithmetician, one Michael Cassio, a Florentine, that never set a squadron in the field, nor the division of a battle knows more than a spinster. Mere prattle without practice is all his soldiership. But he, sir, had the election, and I, of whom his eyes had seen the proof, at Rhodes, at Cyprus, and on other grounds, Christian and heathen, must be believed and calmed. He in good time must his lieutenant be, and I, God bless the mark, his moorship's ancient.
I would not follow him then.
Oh, sir, content you. I follow him to serve my turn upon him. We cannot all be masters, nor all masters cannot be truly followed. You shall mark many a duteous and knee-crooking knave that, doting on his own obsequious bondage, wears out his time much like his master's ass, for naught but provender, and when he's old, cashiered. Whip me such honest knaves. Others there are, who, trimmed in forms and visages of duty, keep yet their hearts attending on themselves, and throwing but shows of service on their lords, do well thrive by 'em. And when they have lined their coats, do themselves homage. Those fellows have some soul, and such a one do I profess myself. For when my outward action does demonstrate the native act and figure of my heart, in compliment extern, 'tis not long after but I will wear my heart upon my sleeve, for doors to peck at. I am not what I am.
What a full fortune doth the thick lips owe if he can carry it thus.
Call up her father. Rouse him.
Here is her father's house. I'll call aloud.
Do.
What ho, Brabantio! Signor Brabantio, ho!
Wake! What ho, Brabantio! Thieves, thieves, thieves! Look to your house, your daughter, and your bags! Thieves, thieves!
What is the matter there?
Signor, is all your family within?
Are all doors locked?
Why, wherefore ask you this?
Soon, sir, you're robbed. Woo, for shame, put on your gown. Your heart is burst, you've lost half your soul. Even now, very now, an old black ram is tupping your white ewe.
What have you
Arise,
lost
I
your
say.
wits?
Most Reverend Signor, do you know my voice?
Not I. What are you?
My name is Roderigo.
A worse a welcome. I've charged thee not to haunt about my doors.
But,
In honest
sir...
plainness, thou hast heard me say my daughter is not for thee.
Sir,
And now in madness, being full of supper and distempering draughts, upon malicious knavery dost thou come to start my quiet.
Sir,
But thou must needs be sure my spirits in my place have in their power to make this bitter to thee.
Patience, good sir.
What tell'st thou me of robbing? This is Venice. My house is not a grange.
Most grave Brabantio, in simple and pure soul I come to you.
Soon, sir, you're one of those that will not serve God if the devil bid you.
What profane wretch art thou?
I am one, sir, that come to tell you, your daughter and the Moor are now making the beast with 2 backs.
Thou art a villain.
You are a senator.
This thou shalt answer. I know thee, Roderigo.
Sir, I will answer anything. Your daughter, if you have not given her leave, I say again hath made a gross revolt, tying her duty, beauty, wit, and fortunes in an extravagant and wheeling stranger of here and everywhere. Straight satisfy yourself. If she be in her chamber or your house, let loose on me the justice of the state for thus deluding you.
Strike on the tinder, ho! Give me a taper, call up all my people. Light, I say, light!
Farewell, for I must leave you. It seems not meet nor wholesome to my place to be produced as if I stay I shall against the Moor. In which regard, though I do hate him as I do hell's pains, yet for necessity of present life, I must show out a flag and sign of love, which is indeed but sign, that you shall surely find him, lead to the sanctuary the raised search, and there will I be with him. So, farewell.
It is too true an evil. Gone she is. Now, Roderigo, are they married, think you?
Truly, I think they
Oh,
are.
heaven.
I think I can discover him. If you please to get good guard and go along with me.
Pray you lead on. At every house I'll call, I may command at most. Get weapons, ho! And raise some special officers of night. On, good Roderigo. I'll deserve your pains.
Though in the trade of war I have slain men, yet do I hold it very stuff of the conscience to do no contrived murder. I lack iniquity sometimes to do me service. 9 or 10 times I thought to have yerked him here under the ribs.
'Tis better as it is.
Nay, but he prated and spoke such scurvy and provoking terms against your honor, that with the little godliness I have, I did full hard forbear him. But I pray, sir, are you fast married? For be sure of this, that the Magnifico is much beloved. He will divorce you or put upon you what restraint and grievance the law, with all his might to enforce it on, will give him cable.
Let him do his spite. My services which I have done the signory shall out-tongue his complaints. 'Tis yet to know. I fetch my life into being from men of royal siege, and my demerits may speak unbonneted to as proud a fortune as this that I have reached. For know, Iago, but that I love the gentle Desdemona, I would not my unhoused free condition put into circumscription and confine for the sea's worth. But look, what lights come yon?
These are the raised father and his friends. You will best go in.
Not I must be found. My parts, my title, and my perfect soul shall manifest me rightly. Is it they?
By Janus, I think no.
The servants of the Duke and my lieutenant. The goodness of the night upon you, friends. What is the news?
The Duke does greet you, General, and he requires your post-haste appearance even on the instant.
What is the matter, think you?
Something from Cyprus, as I may divine. It is a business of some heat. You've been hotly called for. When being not at your lodging to be found, the Senate hath sent about 3 several quests to search you out.
'Tis well I'm found by you. I'll but spend a word here in the house and go with you.
Ancient, what makes he here?
Faith, he tonight hath boarded a land carrack. If it prove lawful prize, he's made forever.
I do not understand.
He's married.
To who?
Married to... Come, Captain, will you go?
Have with you.
Here comes another troop to seek for you.
It is Brabantio. General, be advised he comes to bad intent.
Hello, stand there.
Signor, it is the Moor.
Down with him, thief!
You, Roderigo, come, sir, I'm for you.
Keep up your bright swords, for the dew will rust them. Good Signor, you shall more command with ears than with your weapons.
Oh, thou foul thief! Where hast thou stowed my daughter? Damned as thou art, thou hast enchanted her. For I'll refer me to all things of sense if she in chains of magic were not bound, whether a maid so tender, fair, and happy, so opposite to marriage that she shunned the wealthy, curled darlings of our nation, would ever have to incur a general mock, run from her guardage to the sooty bosom of such a thing as thou, to fear, not to delight. I therefore apprehend and do attach thee for an abuser of the world, a practicer of arts inhibited and out of warrant. Lay hold upon him. If he do resist, subdue him at his peril.
Hold your hands, both you of my inclining and the rest. Were it my cue to fight, I should have known it without a prompter. Where will you that I go to answer this your charge?
To prison, till fit time of law and course of direct session call thee to answer.
What if I do obey? How may the Duke be therewith satisfied, whose messengers are here about my side, upon some present business of the state, to bring me to him?
'Tis true, most worthy senior. The Duke's in council, and your noble self, I'm sure, is sent for.
How? The Duke in council? In this time of the night? Bring him away. Mine's not an idle cause. The Duke himself or any of my brothers of the state cannot but feel this wrong as 'twere their own. For if such actions may have passage free, bond slaves and pagans shall our statesmen be.
Here comes Brabantio and the valiant Moor.
Valiant Othello, we must straight employ you against the general enemy Ottoman. I did not see you. Welcome, gentle signor. We lacked your counsel and your help tonight.
So did I yours. Could your grace pardon me? Neither my place, nor aught I heard of business, hath raised me from my bed, nor doth the general care take hold on me. For my particular grief is of so floodgate and o'erbearing nature that it engluts and swallows other sorrows, and it is still itself.
Why, what's the matter?
My daughter. Oh, my daughter.
Dead?
Aye, to me. She is abused, stolen from me, and corrupted by spells and medicines bought of mountebanks. For nature so preposterously to err, being not deficient, blind, or lame of sense, sans witchcraft could not.
Whoe'er he be that in this foul proceeding hath thus beguiled your daughter of herself and you of her, The bloody book of law you shall yourself read in the bitter letter after your own sense. Yea, though our proper son stood in your action.
Humbly I thank your grace. Here is the man, this Moor, whom now it seems your special mandate for the state affairs hath hither brought.
We are very sorry for that.
What in your own part can you say to this?
Nothing but this is so.
Most potent, grave, and reverend signors, my very noble and approved good masters, that I have ta'en away this old man's daughter, it is most true. True, I have married her. The very head and front of my offending hath this extent, no more. Rude am I in my speech, and little blessed with the soft phrase of peace, for since these arms of mine had 7 years' pith, till now some 9 moons wasted, they have used their dearest action in the tented field, and little of this great world can I speak, more than pertains to feats of broil and battle. And therefore little shall I grace my cause in speaking for myself. Yet by your gracious patience, I will a round, unvarnished tale deliver of my whole course of love. What drugs, what charms, what conjuration, and what mighty magic. For such proceeding I am charged withal. I won his daughter.
A maiden never bold, of spirit so still and quiet that her motion blushed at herself. And she, in spite of nature, of years, of country, credit, everything, to fall in love with what she feared to look on. It is a judgment maimed and most imperfect that will confess perfection so could err against all rules of nature. I therefore vouch again that with some mixtures powerful o'er the blood, or with some dram conjured to this effect, he wrought upon her.
To vouch this is no proof without more certain and more overt test.
But Othello speak. Did you by indirect and forced courses subdue and poison this young maid's affections? Or came it by request and such fair question as soul to soul afforded?
I do beseech you, send for the lady to the Sagittary, and let her speak of me before her father. If you do find me foul in her report, the trust, the office I do hold of you, not only take away, but let your sentence even fall upon my life.
Fetch Desdemona hither.
Ancient, conduct them. You best know the place. And till she come, as truly as to heaven I do confess the vices of my blood, so justly to your grave ears, I'll present how I did thrive in this fair lady's love, and she in mine. Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life from year to year, the battles, sieges, fortunes that I have passed. I ran it through, even from my boyish days to the very moment that he bade me tell it, wherein I spake of most disastrous chances, of moving accidents by flood and field, of hair-bred scapes to the imminent deadly breach, of being taken by the insolent foe and sold to slavery, of my redemption thence, and portents in my travels' history, wherein Navanta's vast and deserts idle, rough quarries, rocks, and hills whose heads touch heaven, it was my hint to speak. Such was the process. And of the cannibals that each other eat, the anthropophagi, and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. This to hear would Desdemona seriously incline, but still the house affairs would draw her thence. Whichever she could with haste dispatch, she'd come again, and with a greedy ear devour up my discourse. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs. She swore in faith, 'twas strange, 'twas passing strange, 'twas pitiful, 'twas wondrous pitiful. She wished she had not heard it, yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me, and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I spake. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This only is the witchcraft I have used. Here comes the lady. Let her witness it.
I think this tale would win my daughter, too. Good Brabantio, take up this mangled matter at the best.
I pray you hear her speak. If she confess that she was half the wooer, destruction on my head if my bad blame light on the man. Come hither, gentle mistress. Do you perceive in all this noble company where most you owe obedience?
My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty. To you I am bound for life and education. My life and education both do learn me how to respect you. You are the lord of duty. I am hitherto your daughter. But here's my husband. And so much duty as my mother showed to you, preferring you before her father, so much I challenge that I may profess you to the Moor, my lord.
God be with you. I have done. Please it your grace on to the state affairs. I had rather to adopt a child than get it. Come hither, Moor. I here do give thee that with all my heart, which but thou hast already, with all my heart I would keep from thee. For your sake, Jewel, I am glad at soul I have no other child. For thy escape would teach me tyranny, to hang clogs on them. I have done, my lord. Beseech you, now to the affairs of state.
The Turk with the most mighty preparation makes for Cyprus. Othello, the fortitude of the place is best known to you. And though we have there a substitute of most allowed sufficiency, yet opinion, a sovereign mistress of effects, throws a more safer voice on you. You must therefore be content to slubber the gloss of your new fortunes with this more stubborn and boisterous expedition.
The tyrant custom, most grave senators, hath made the flinty and steel couch of war my thrice-driven bed of down. I do agonize a natural and prompt alacrity I find in hardness, and do undertake these present wars against the Ottomites. Most humbly, therefore, bending to your state, I crave fit disposition for my wife, due reference of place and exhibition, with such accommodation and besort as levels with her breeding.
If you please, be it at her father's.
I'll not have it so.
Nor I.
Nor I. I would not there reside to put my father in impatient thoughts by being in his eye. Most gracious Duke, to my unfolding lend a prosperous ear, and let me find a charter in your voice to assist my simpleness.
What would you, Desdemona?
That I did love the Moor to live with him, my downright violence and scorn of fortunes made trumpet to the world. My heart subdued even to the very quality of my lord. I saw Othello's visage in his mind, and to his honors and most valiant parts did I my soul and fortunes consecrate. And so, dear lords, if I be left behind, a moth of peace, and he go to the wars, the rights for which I love him are bereft me, and I a heavy interim shall support by his dear absence. Let me go with him.
Let her have your voices. Vouch with me, heaven. I therefore beg it not to please the palate of my appetite, but to be free and bounteous to her mind. And heaven defend your good souls, that you think I will your serious and great business scant, for she is with me.
Be it as you shall privately determine, either for her stay or going. The affair cries haste, and speed must answer it. You must hence tonight.
Tonight, my lord?
This night.
With all my heart.
At 9 a.m, here we'll meet again. Othello, leave some officer behind, and he shall our commission bring to you, with such things else of quality and respect as doth import you.
So please your grace, my ancient, a man he is of honesty and trust. To his conveyance I assign my wife, with what else needful your good grace shall think to be sent after me.
Let it be so. Good night to everyone. And noble signor, if virtue no delighted beauty lack, your son-in-law is far more fair than black.
Adieu, brave Moor. Use Desdemona well.
Look to her, Moor, if thou hast eyes to see. She has deceived her father, and may thee.
My life upon her faith. Honest Iago, my Desdemona must I leave to thee. I prithee let thy wife attend on her, and bring them after in the best advantage. Come, Desdemona, I have but an hour of love, of worldly matters and direction to spend with thee. We must obey the time.
Iago?
Oh, Roderigo. What sayest thou, noble heart?
What will I do, thinkest thou?
Why, go to bed and, sleep.
I will incontinently drown myself.
If thou dost, I shall never love thee after it. Why, thou silly gentleman?
It is silliness to live when to live is a torment. And then we have a prescription to die, when death is our physician.
Oh, villainous. I have looked upon the world for 4 times 7 years, and since I could distinguish between a benefit and an injury, I never found man that knew how to love himself. Yet I would say I would drown myself for the love of a guinea hen. I would change my humanity with a baboon.
What should I do? I confess it is my shame to be so fond. But it is not in my virtue to amend it.
Virtue a fig. 'Tis in ourselves that we are thus, or thus. Our bodies are gardens, to the which our wills are gardeners, so that if we will plant nettles or sow lettuce, either to have it sterile with idleness or manured with industry, why, the power and corrigible authority of this lies in our wills. If the balance of our lives had not one scale of reason to poise another of sensuality, the blood and baseness of our natures would conduct us to most preposterous conclusions. But we have reason to cool our raging motions, our carnal stings, our unbitted lusts. Whereof I take this that you call love to be a sect or scion.
It cannot be.
It is merely a lust of the blood and a permission of the will. Come, be a man. Drown thyself? Drown cats and blind puppies. I profess me thy friend, and I confess me knit to thy deserving with cables of perdurable toughness. I could never better stead thee than now. Put money in thy purse. Follow these wars. Defeat thy favor with an usurped beard. I say, put money in thy purse. It cannot be that Desdemona should long continue her love unto the Moor. Put money in thy purse, nor he to her. It was a violent commencement, and thou shalt see an answerable sequestration. Put but money in thy purse. The food that to him now is as luscious as locusts shall be to him shortly as acerb as the coloquintida. She must change for youth. When she is sated with his body, she will find the error of her choice. She must have change, she must. Therefore, put money in thy purse. If thou wilt needs damn thyself, do it a more delicate way than drowning. Make all the money thou canst. If sanctimony and a frail vow betwixt an erring barbarian and a super-subtle Venetian be not too hard for my wits and all the tribe of hell, thou shalt enjoy her. Therefore, make money. The pox of drowning thyself, 'tis clean out of the way. Seek thou rather to be hanged in compassing thy joy than to be drowned and go without her.
Wilt thou be fast to my hopes, if I depend on the issue?
Thou art sure of me. Go, make money. I have told thee often, I tell thee again and again, I hate the Moor. If thou canst cuckold him, thou doest thyself a pleasure and me a sport, eh? There are many events in the womb of time which will be delivered. Traverse, go, provide thy money. We will have more of this tomorrow. Adieu.
Where shall we meet in the morning?
At my lodging.
I'll be with thee betimes.
Go to, farewell. Do you hear, Roderigo?
What say you?
No more of drowning, do you hear?
Oh, I am changed. I'll go sell all my land.
Go to, farewell. Put money enough in your purse. Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. For I mine own gained knowledge should profane, if I would time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit. I hate the Moor, and it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets he's done mine office. I know not if 't be true, yet I, for mere suspicion in that kind, will do as if for surety. He holds me well, the better shall my purpose work upon him. Cassio's a proper man, let me see now, to get his place and to plume up my will in double knavery. How? Let me see. After some time, to abuse Othello's ear that he is too familiar with his wife. He hath a person and a smooth disposed to be suspected, framed to make women false. The Moor a free and open nature too, that thinks men honest that but seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I have it. It is engendered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light.
The Moor, I know his trumpet.
'Tis truly so.
Let's meet him and receive him.
Lo, where he comes!
Oh, my fair warrior,
My dear Othello.
it gives me wonder, great is my content to see you here before me. Oh, my soul's joy, if after every tempest comes such calms, may the winds blow till they have wakened death, and let the laboring bark climb hills of seas Olympus high, and duck again as low as hells from heaven. If it were now to die, 'twere now to be most happy, for I fear my soul hath a content so absolute that not another comfort like to this succeeds in unknown fate.
Heavens forbid, but that our loves and comforts should increase, even as our days do grow.
Amen to that sweet powers. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy. And this, the greatest discords be that e'er our hearts shall make.
Oh, you are well tuned now, but I'll set down the pegs that make this music as honest as I am.
Come, my sweet, let us to the castle. News, friends, our wars are done, the Turks are drowned. Honey, you shall be well desired in Cyprus. I have found great love amongst them. Oh, my sweet, I prattle out of fashion, and I dote in mine own comforts. Good Michael, look you to the guard tonight. Let's teach ourselves that honorable stop, not to outsport discretion. Come, Desdemona. Once more, well met at Cyprus.
Psst, Roderigo. Come hither. If thou beest valiant, as they say, base men being in love have then a nobility in their natures more than is native to them, list me. The lieutenant tonight watches on the court of guard.
Aye.
First, I will tell thee this. Desdemona is directly in love with him.
With him? Why, 'tis not possible.
Lay thy finger thus, and let thy soul be instructed. Mark me with what violence she first loved the Moor, but for bragging and telling her fantastical lies. And will she love him still for prating? Let not thy discreet heart think so. Her eye must be fed. And what delight shall she have to look on the devil, eh? When the blood is made dull with the act of sport, there should be again to inflame it and give satiety a fresh appetite, loveliness in favor, sympathy in years, manners, and beauties, all which the Moor is defective in. Now, for want of these required conveniences, her delicate tenderness will find itself abused, begin to heave the gorge, disrelish and abhor the Moor. Very nature will compel her to some second choice. Now, sir, this granted, who stands so eminently in the degree of this fortune as Cassio does, eh?
Cassio?
The knave is handsome, young, and hath all those requisites in him that folly and green minds look after. A pestilent complete knave, and the woman has found him already.
I cannot believe that in her. She's full of most blessed condition.
Blessed figs, then, the wine she drinks is made of grapes. If she had been blessed, she would never have loved the Moor. Blessed pudding. Didst thou not see her paddle with the palm of his hand? Didst not mark that?
Yes, that I did. But that was but courtesy.
Lechery by this hand. An index and obscure prologue to the history of lust and foul thoughts. They met so near with their lips that their breaths embraced together. But, sir, be you ruled by me. I have brought you from Venice. Watch you tonight. For your command, I'll lay it upon you. Cassio knows you not. I'll not be far from you. Do you find some occasion to anger Cassio, either by speaking too loud or tainting his discipline, or from what other cause you please, which the time shall more favorably minister?
Well?
Sir, he is rash and very sudden in choler, and haply may strike at you. Provoke him that he may, for even out of that will I cause the displanting of Cassio.
I will do this, if I can bring it to any opportunity.
I warrant thee. Meet me by and by at the citadel. Farewell.
Adieu.
That Cassio loves her, I do well believe it. That she loves him, 'tis apt and of great credit. The Moor, howbeit that I endure him not, is of a constant, loving, noble nature, and I dare think he'll prove to Desdemona a most dear husband. Now, I do love her too, not out of absolute lust, but partly led to diet my revenge, for that I do suspect the lustful Moor hath leaped into my seat, and nothing can nor shall content my soul till I am even with him, wife for wife. Or failing so, yet that I put the Moor at least into a jealousy so strong that judgment cannot cure. I'll have our Michael Cassio on the hip, abuse him to the Moor in the rank garb, make the Moor thank me, love me, and reward me for making him egregiously an ass and practicing upon his peace and quiet, even to madness. 'Tis here, but yet confused. Knavery's plain face is never seen till used.
Welcome, Iago. We must to the watch.
Oh, not this hour, Lieutenant. It is not yet 10 o'clock. Our general cast us thus early for the love of his Desdemona, who let us not therefore blame. He hath not yet made wanton the night with her, and she is sport for Jove, eh?
She's a most exquisite lady.
And I'll warrant her full of game. What an eye she has.
An inviting eye, and yet methinks right modest.
And when she speaks, it is an alarum to love, eh?
She's indeed perfection.
Well, happiness to their sheets. Come, Lieutenant, I have a stoup of wine, and herewithout are a brace of Cyprus gallants that would fain have a measure to the health of Black Othello.
Not tonight, good Iago. I have a very poor and unhappy brain for drinking. I could well wish courtesy would invent some other custom of entertainment.
Oh, but they're our friends. But one cup. I'll drink for you.
I have drunk but one cup tonight, and that was craftily qualified, too. And behold, what innovation it makes here. I'm unfortunate in the infirmity and dare not task my weakness with any more.
What, man? 'Tis the night for revels. The gallants desire it.
Where are they?
They're here at the door. I pray you. Call them in.
I'll do it, but it dislikes me.
If I can fasten but one cup upon him, with that which he hath drunk tonight already, he'll be as full of quarrel and offense as my young mistress's dog. But here they come. If consequence do but approve my dream, my boat sails freely, both with wind and stream. Some wine, boys, wine!
For God, they've given me a rouse already.
It will not pass the pint as I am a soul.
Some wine, ho! And let me the cannikin clink, 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 and let me the cannikin clink, clink, clink. A soldier's a man, and life's but a span. Why then let a soldier drink? Why then let a soldier drink? Some wine, eh?
For God, an excellent song.
I learned it in England, where they are indeed most potent in potting. Your Spain, your German, and your swag-bellied Hollander, Drinko, are nothing to your English.
To the health of our general.
Well, Lieutenant, I'll do you justice.
To Othello!
King Stephen was a worthy peer. His bridges cost him half a crown. He held them sixpence all too dear. With that he called his tale aloud. He was a wight of high renown, and thou art but of low degree. 'Tis pride that pulls the country down. So take thine old cloak about thee.
Bravo!
Why, this is a more exquisite song than the other.
Will you hear it again?
No. For I hold him to be unworthy of his place that does those things. Well, God's above all. And there be souls must be saved. And there be souls must not be saved.
It is true, good lieutenant.
For mine own part, no offense to the general, nor any man of quality, I hope to be saved.
And so do I, too, lieutenant.
Aye, but by your leave, not before me.
Huh?
The lieutenant is to be saved before the ancient. Let's have no more of this. Let's do our affairs. Do not think, gentlemen, that I'm drunk. This is my ancient. This is my right hand, and this my left. I'm not drunk now. I can stand well enough and speak well enough.
Excellent well.
Why, very well, then. You must not think, then, that I'm drunk.
To the platform, masters. Come, let's set the watch.
Do you see this fellow that has gone before? He is a soldier fit to stand by Caesar and give direction, and do but see his vice. 'Tis pity of him. I fear the trust Othello put him in at some odd time of his infirmity will shake this island.
But is he often thus?
'Tis evermore the prologue to his sleep.
It were well the general were put in mind of it. And 'tis great pity that the noble Moor should hazard such a place as his own second, with one of such ingraft infirmity. It were an honest action to say so to the Moor.
Not I for this fair island. I do love Cassio well, and would do much to cure him of this evil.
Oh!
But hark, what noise?
Oh!
What's the matter, Lieutenant?
A knave teach me my duty, but I'll beat the knave into a wicker bottle.
Beat me.
Dost thou prate, rogue?
Nay, good Lieutenant, I pray you, hold your hand.
Let me go, sir, or I'll knock you with a message.
Come, you're drunk.
Drunk!
Away, Roderigo. Go out and cry a mutiny. Nay, good lieutenant.
Hey!
Help! Ho! Lieutenant, sir, Montano,
Hold
sir.
up
Help,
your
masters, help!
Hurry on.
What matter rings the bell? Diablo, ho! The town will rise. Away, I say, hold your
What is the
hand.
matter here?
Help!
Hold for your lives. For Christian shame, put by this barbarous brawl. He that stirs next to carve for his own rage holds his soul light. He dies upon his motion. Silence that dreadful bell. It frights the isle from a propriety. What is the matter, masters? Honest Iago that looks dead with grieving, speak who began this. On thy love I charge thee.
I do not know. Friends all but now, even now in quarter, and in terms like bride and groom, divesting them for bed, and then but now swords out, and tilting one another's breast in opposition bloody. I cannot speak any beginning to this peevish odd.
How comes it, Michael, you are thus forgot?
I pray you pardon me. I cannot speak.
Worthy Montano, you will want be civil. What's the matter that you unlace your reputation thus, and to spend your rich opinion for the name of a night brawler? Give me answer to it.
Worthy Othello, I am hurt to danger. Your officer Iago can inform you, while I spare speech which something now offends me, of all that I do know.
Now, by heaven, my blood begins my safer guides to rule, and passion having my best judgment collied assays to lead the way. What, in a town of war yet wild, the people's hearts brimful of fear, to manage private and domestic quarrel in night, and on the court and guard of safety? 'Tis monstrous. Iago, who began it?
If partially affined, or leagued in office, thou dost deliver more or less than truth, thou art no soldier.
Touch me not so near. I had rather have this tongue cut from my mouth than it should do offense to Michael Cassio. Yet I persuade myself to speak the truth shall nothing wrong him. Thus it is, General. Montano and myself being in speech, there comes a fellow crying out for help, and Cassio following him with determined sword to execute upon him. Sir, this gentleman steps into Cassio and entreats his pause. Myself, the crying fellow, did pursue, lest by his clamor, as it so fell out, the town might fall in fright. He, swift of foot, outran my purpose. When I came back, for this was brief, I found them close together at blow and thrust, even as again they were when you yourself did part them. More of this matter can I not report, but men are men. The best sometimes forget. Though Cassio did some little wrong to him, as men in rage strike those that wish them best, yet surely Cassio, I believe, received from him that fled some strange indignity, which patience could not pass.
I know, Iago. Thy honesty and love doth mince this matter, making it light to Cassio. Cassio, I love thee, but nevermore be officer of mine. Look, my gentle love be not raised up. I'll make thee an example.
What's the matter?
All's well now, sweeting. Come away to bed. Iago, look with care about the town and silence those whom this vile brawl distracted. Come, Desdemona. 'Tis the soldier's life to have their balmy slumbers waked with strife.
What, are you hurt, Lieutenant?
Aye, past all surgery.
Marry, God forbid.
Reputation. Oh, I've lost my reputation. I've lost the immortal part of myself, and what remains is bestial.
As I am an honest man, I thought you had received some bodily wound. There is more sense in that than in reputation. What, man? There are ways to recover the general again. You are but now cast in his mood, a punishment more in policy than in malice. Sue to him again, and he's yours.
I will rather sue to be despised than to deceive so good a commander with so slight, so drunken, and so indiscreet an officer.
Come, you're too severe a moralist.
I will ask him for my place again. He shall tell me I'm a drunkard. Had I as many mouths as Hydra, such an answer would stop them all.
I'll tell you what you shall do. Our general's wife is now the general. Confess yourself freely to her. She is of so free, so kind, so apt, so blessed a disposition, she holds it a vice in her goodness not to do more than she is requested. This broken joint between you and her husband, entreat her to splinter, and my fortunes against any lay worth naming, this crack of your love shall grow stronger than 'twas before.
You advise me well. Betimes in the morning, I will beseech the virtuous Desdemona to undertake for me.
Good night, Lieutenant. I must to the watch.
Good night, honest Iago.
And what's he then that says I play the villain? When this advice is free I give, and honest, probable to thinking, and indeed the course to win the Moor again. For 'tis most easy the inclining Desdemona to subdue in any honest suit. How am I then a villain to counsel Cassio to this parallel course directly to his good, eh? Divinity of hell. When devils will their blackest sins put on, they do suggest at first with heavenly shows, as I do now. For whilst this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortunes, and she for him pleads strongly to the Moor, I'll pour this pestilence into his ear, that she repeals him for her body's lust, and by how much she strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the Moor. So will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all. Ah, how now, Roderigo?
I do follow here in the chase. Not like a hound that hunts, but one that fills up the cry. My money is almost spent. I've been tonight exceedingly well cudgeled, and I think the issue will be I shall have so much experience for my pains. And so, with no money at all and little more wit, return again to Venice.
Oh, how poor are they that have not patience. What wound did ever heal but by degrees? Thou knowest we work by wit, and not by witchcraft, and wit depends on dilatory time. Dost not go well. Cassio hath beaten thee,
Aye.
and thou by that small hurt hast cashiered Cassio.
What?
There, content thyself a while. By the mast is morning. Pleasure and action make the hour seem short, eh?
But
Retire thee, go where thou art billeted. Away, I say, thou shalt no more hereafter.
Iago,
Nay, get thee gone. Two things are to be done. My wife must move for Cassio to her mistress. I'll set her on. Myself the while to draw the Moor apart and bring him jump when he may Cassio find soliciting his wife. Aye, that's the way. Dull not device by coldness and delay.
Madam, I'll take my leave.
Why, stay and hear me speak.
Madam, not now. I'm very ill at ease, unfit for mine own purposes.
Well, do your discretion.
I like not that.
What dost thou say?
Nothing, my lord, or if I know not what.
Was not that Cassio parted from my wife?
Cassio, my lord? No, sure, I cannot think it that he would steal away so guilty-like, seeing you coming.
I do believe 'twas he.
How now, my lord? I have been talking with a suitor here, a man that languishes in your displeasure.
Who is it you mean?
Why, your lieutenant, Cassio. Good my lord, if I have any grace or power to move you, his present reconciliation take. For if he be not one that truly loves you, that errs in ignorance and not in cunning, I have no judgment of an honest face. I prithee call him back.
Went he hence now?
Yes, faith, so humbled that he has left part of his grief with me. I suffer with him. Good love, call him back.
Not now, sweet Desdemona. Some other time.
It shall be shortly.
The sooner, sweet, for you.
Shall it be tonight at supper?
No, not tonight.
Tomorrow dinner, then?
I shall not dine at home. I meet the captains at the Citadel.
Well, then tomorrow night or Tuesday morn. On Tuesday noon or night or Wednesday morn. I prithee name the time, but let it not exceed 3 days. Faith, he's penitent. When shall he come? Tell me, Othello. I wonder in my soul what you should ask, that I would deny or stand so mammering on. What? Michael Cassio, that came a-wooing with you, and so many a time when I have spoke of you dispraisingly, hath ta'en your part, to have so much to do to bring him in. By a lady, I could do much.
Prithee no more. Let him come when he will. I will deny thee nothing.
But this is not a boon. 'Tis as I should entreat you wear your gloves, or feed on nourishing dishes, or keep you warm, or sue to you to do a peculiar profit to your own person. Nay, when I have a suit wherein I mean to touch your love indeed, it shall be full of poise and difficult weight and fearful to be granted.
I will deny thee nothing. Whereon I do beseech thee, grant me this, to leave me but a little to myself.
Shall I deny you? No. Farewell, my lord.
Farewell, my Desdemona. I'll come to thee straight.
Be it as your fancies teach you. Whate'er you be, I am obedient.
Excellent wretch. Perdition catch my soul, but I do love thee. And when I love thee not, chaos is come again.
My noble lord,
What dost thou say, Iago?
did Michael Cassio, when you wooed my lady, know of your love?
He did, from first to last.
Aha.
Why dost thou ask?
No, but for a satisfaction of my thoughts. No further harm.
Why of thy thought, Iago?
Oh, I did not think he had been acquainted with her.
Oh, yes, and went between us very oft.
Indeed.
Indeed, aye, indeed. Discernst thou aught in that? Is he not honest?
Honest, my lord?
Honest, aye, honest.
My lord, for aught I know.
What dost thou think?
Think, my lord.
Think, my lord. By heaven, he echoes me. as if there were some monster in his thought, too hideous to be shown. Thou dost mean something. I heard thee say even now thou likest not that when Cassio left my wife. What didst not like? And when I told thee he was of my counsel in my whole course of wooing, thou criedst indeed, and didst contract and purse thy brow together, as if thou then hadst shut up in thy brain some horrible conceit. If thou dost love me, show me thy thought.
My lord, you know I love you.
I think thou dost. And for I know thou art full of love and honesty, and weighest thy words before thou givest them breath. Therefore these stops of thine fright me the more.
For Michael Cassio, I dare be sworn I think he's honest.
I think so, too.
Men should be what they seem, or those that be not, would they might seem none.
Certain men should be what they seem.
Why, then, I think Cassio's an honest man.
Nay, yet there's more in this. I prithee, speak to me as to thy thinkings as thou dost ruminate, and give thy worst of thoughts the worst of words.
Good my lord, pardon me. Though I am bound to every act of duty, I am not bound to that all slaves are free to. Utter my thoughts.
Thou dost conspire against thy friend, Iago, if thou but thinkst him wronged, and makest his ear a stranger to thy thoughts.
I do beseech you, though I perchance am vicious in my guess, as I confess it is my nature's plague to spy into abuses, and oft my jealousy shapes faults that are not. I entreat you then from one that so imperfectly conjects you take no notice, nor build yourself a trouble out of my scattering and unsure observance. It were not for your quiet, nor your good, nor for my manhood, honesty, or wisdom, to let you know my thoughts.
What dost thou mean?
Good name in man and woman, dear my lord, is the immediate jewel of their souls. Who steals my purse steals trash. 'Tis something, nothing. 'Twas mine, 'tis his, and has been slave to thousands. But he that filches from me my good name robs me of that which not enriches him, and makes me poor indeed.
By heaven, I'll know thy thoughts.
You cannot if my heart were in your hand, nor shall not whilst 'tis in my custody.
What?
Oh, beware, my lord, of jealousy. It is the green-eyed monster which doth mock that meat it feeds on. That cuckold lives in bliss who, certain of his fate, loves not his wronger. But oh, what damned minutes tells he o'er, who dotes, yet doubts, suspects, yet strongly loves.
Misery, Iago.
Poor and content is rich, and rich enough. But rich as fineless is as poor as winter. To him that ever fears, he shall be poor. Good God, the souls of all my tribe defend from jealousy.
Why? Why is this? Thinkst thou I'll to make a life of jealousy? To follow still the changes of the moon with fresh suspicions? No. To be once in doubt is once to be resolved. Exchange me for a goat, when I shall turn the business of my soul to such exsufflicate and blown surmises matching thy inference. 'Tis not to make me jealous to say my wife is fair, feeds well, loves company, is free of speech, sings, plays, and dances well. Where virtue is, these are more virtuous. Nor from mine own weak merits will I draw the smallest fear or doubt of a revolt. For she had eyes, and chose me. No, Iago. I'll see before I doubt. When I doubt, prove. And on the proof, there is no more but this. Away at once with love or jealousy.
I am glad of it, for now I shall have reason to show the love and duty that I bear you with franker spirit. Therefore, as I am bound, receive it from me. I speak not yet of proof. Look to your wife. Observe her well with Cassio. Wear your eye thus, not jealous, nor secure. I would not have your free and noble nature out of self-bounty be abused. Look to it. I know our country disposition well. In Venice they do let God see the pranks they dare not show their husbands. Their best conscience is not to leave undone, but to keep unknown.
Dost thou say so?
She did deceive her father, marrying you. And when she seemed to shake and fear your looks, she loved them most.
So she did.
Go to, then. She that so young could give out such a seeming, to seal her father's eyes up close as oak, he thought 'twas witchcraft. But I am much to blame. I humbly do beseech you of your pardon for too much loving you.
I am bound to thee forever.
I see this hath a little dashed your spirits.
Not a jot, not a jot.
Your faith, I fear it has. I hope you will consider what is spoke comes from my love. But I do see you're moved. I am to pray you not to strain my speech to grosser issues, nor to larger reach than to suspicion.
I will not.
Should you do so, my lord, my speech should fall into such vile success as my thoughts aim not at. Cassio's my trusty friend. My lord, I see you're moved.
No. Not much moved. I do not think, but Desdemona's honest.
Long live she so, and long live you to think so.
And yet, how nature, erring from itself.
Aye, there's the point. As to be bold with you, not to affect many proposed matches of her own clime, complexion, and degree, whereto we see in all things nature tends, fie, one may smell in such a will most rank, foul disproportion, thoughts unnatural. But pardon me, I do not in position distinctly speak of her, though I may fear her will, recoiling to her better judgment, may fall to match you with her country forms, and haply repent.
Farewell. Farewell. If more thou dost perceive, let me know more. Set on thy wife to observe. Leave me, Iago.
My lord, I take my leave.
Why did I marry? This honest creature doubtless sees and knows more, much more than he unfolds.
My lord, I would I might entreat your honor to scan this thing no further. Leave it to time. Though it be fit that Cassio have his place, for sure he fills it up with great ability, yet if you please to hold him off a while, you shall by that perceive him and his means. Note if your lady strain his entertainment with any strong or vehement importunity. Much will be seen in that. In the meantime, let me be thought too busy in my fears, as worthy cause I have to fear I am. And hold her free, I do beseech your honor.
Fear not my government.
I once more take my leave.
This fellow's of exceeding honesty, and knows all qualities with a learned spirit of human dealings. If I do prove her haggard, though that her jesses were my dear heartstrings, I'll whistle her off and let her down the wind to prey at fortune. Haply, for I am black, and have not those soft parts of conversation that chamberers have, or for I am declined into the vale of years. Yet that's not much. She's gone. I am abused, and my relief must be to loathe her. Curse of marriage, that we can call these delicate creatures ours, and are not their appetites. I had rather be a toad and live upon the vapor of a dungeon than keep a corner in the thing I love for others' uses. Desdemona comes. If she be false, then heaven mocks itself. I'll not believe it.
How now, my dear Othello? Your dinner and the generous islanders by you invited to attend your presence.
I am to blame.
Why do you speak so faintly? Are you not well?
I have a pain upon my forehead here.
faith, that's with watching. 'Twill away again. Let me but bind your head. Within this hour it will be well again.
Your napkin is too little. Let it alone. Come. I'll go in with you.
I'm very sorry that you are not well.
I'm glad I found this napkin. This was her first remembrance from the moor. My wayward husband hath 100 times wooed me to steal it. But she so loves the token that she reserves it evermore about her to kiss and talk to. I'll have the work copied and give it Iago. What he will do with it, heaven knows, not I. I nothing but to please his fantasy.
Ah, how now? What do you here alone?
Do not you chide. I have a thing for you.
A thing for me? It is a common thing
What?
to have a foolish wife.
Oh, is that all? What would you give me now for that same handkerchief?
What handkerchief?
What handkerchief? Why, that the Moor first gave to Desdemona, that which so often you did bid me steal.
Hast stolen it from her?
No, faith. She let it drop by negligence, and to the advantage I, being here, took it up. Look, here it is.
Ah, good wench. Give it me.
What will you do with it now that you've been so earnest to have me filch it?
Why, what's that to you, eh?
If it be not for some purpose of import, give it me again. Poor lady, she'll run mad when she shall lack it.
Be not you know not. I have use for it. Go, leave me. I will, in Cassio's lodging, lose this napkin, and let him find it. Trifles light as air are to the jealous, confirmations strong as proofs of holy writ. This may do something. The Moor already changes with my poison. Dangerous conceits are in their natures poisons, which at the first are scarce found to distaste, but with a little act upon the blood, burn like the mines of sulphur. I did say so. Look where he comes. Not poppy nor mandragora, nor all the drowsy syrups of the world shall ever medicine thee to that sweet sleep which thou owedst yesterday.
False to me.
Why, how now, General? No more of that.
Avaunt, be gone. Thou hast set me on the rack. I swear 'tis better to be much abused than but to know it a little.
How now, my lord?
What sense had I ever stolen hours of lust? I saw it not, thought it not, it harmed not me. I slept the next night well, was free and merry. I found not Cassio's kisses on her lips. He that is robbed, not wanting what is stolen, let him not know it, and he's not robbed at all.
I am sorry to hear this.
I had been happy if the general camp, piners and all, had tasted her sweet body. So I had nothing known. Now forever. Farewell the tranquil mind. Farewell content. Farewell the plumed troop and the big wars that make ambition virtue. Oh, farewell. Farewell the neighing steed and the shrill trump, the spirit-stirring drum, the ear-piercing fife, the royal banner, and all quality, pride, pomp, and circumstance of glorious war. And oh, you mortal engines, whose rude throats immortal Jove's dread clamors counterfeit, farewell. Othello's occupation's gone.
Is't possible, my lord?
Villain, be sure thou prove my love a whore. Be sure of it. Give me the ocular proof, or by the worth of man's eternal soul, thou hadst been better have been born a dog than answer my wicked wrath.
Is't come to this?
Make me to see it, or at the least so prove it, that the probation bear no hinge nor loop to hang a doubt on, or woe upon thy life.
My noble lord.
If thou dost slander her and torture me, never pray more. Abandon all remorse. On horror's head horrors accumulate. Do deeds to make heaven weep, all earth amazed. For nothing canst thou to damnation add greater than that.
Oh, grace. Oh, heaven defend me. Are you a man? Have you a soul or sense? God by you, take mine office. Oh, wretched fool that lives to make thine honesty a vice. O monstrous world, take note, O world. To be direct and honest is not safe. I thank you for this profit, and from hence I love no friend, since love breeds such offense.
Nay, stay. Thou shouldst be honest.
I should be wise, for honesty's a fool that loses that it works
By
for.
the world, I think my wife be honest, and think she is not. I think thou art just, and think thou art not. I'll have some proof. Her name, that was as fresh as Dian's visage, is now begrimed and black as mine own face. If there be cords or knives, poison or fire or suffocating streams, I'll not endure it. Would I were satisfied.
You would be satisfied?
Would, nay, I will.
And may. But how? How satisfied, my lord? Would you, the supervisor, grossly gape on? Behold her top?
Death and damnation.
What then? How then? What shall I say? Where's satisfaction? It is impossible you should see this, were they as prime as goats, as hot as monkeys, as salt as wolves in pride, and fools as gross as ignorance made drunk. But yet I say, if imputation and strong circumstances, which lead directly to the door of truth, will give you satisfaction, you may have it.
Give me a living reason she's disloyal.
I do not like the office. But sith I am entered into this cause so far, pricked to it by foolish honesty and love, I will go on. I lay with Cassio lately, and being troubled with a raging tooth, I could not sleep. There are a kind of men so loose of soul that in their sleeps will mutter their affairs. One of this kind is Cassio. In sleep I heard him say, "Sweet Desdemona, let us be wary, let us hide our loves." And then so would he gripe and wring my hand, cry out, "Sweet creature," and then kiss me hard, as if he plucked up kisses by the roots that grew upon my lips, then laid his leg over my thigh, and sighed and kissed, and then cried, "Cursed fate that gave thee to the Moor."
Oh, monstrous, monstrous.
Nay, this is but his dream.
This denoted a foregone
With
conclusion.
a shrewd doubt though it be but a dream.
I'll tear her all to pieces.
Nay, but yet be wise that we see nothing done. She may be honest yet. Tell me but this. Have you not sometimes seen a handkerchief spotted with strawberries in your wife's hand?
I gave her such a one. 'Twas my first gift.
I know not that, but such a handkerchief, I am sure it was your wife's, did I today see Cassio wipe his beard with.
If it be that.
If it be that, or any that was hers, it speaks against her with the other proofs.
Oh, that the slave had 40,000 lives. One is too poor, too weak for my revenge. Now do I see 'tis true. Look here, Iago. All my fond love, thus do I blow to heaven. 'Tis gone. Arise, black vengeance, from thy hollow cell. Yield up, O love, thy crown and hearted throne to tyrannous hate. Swell bosom with thy fraught, for 'tis of aspic's tongues.
Pray be content.
Oh, blood, blood, blood.
Patience, I say. Your mind perhaps may change.
Never, Iago. Like to the Pontic Sea, whose icy current and compulsive course ne'er feels retiring ebb, but keeps due on to the Propontic and the Hellespont. Even so my bloody thoughts with violent pace shall ne'er look back, ne'er ebb to humble love, till that a capable and wide revenge swallow them up. Now by yond marble heaven, in the due reverence of a sacred vow, I here engage my words.
Do not rise yet. Witness you ever-burning lights above, you elements that clip us round about. Witness that here Iago doth give up the execution of his wit, hand, heart, to wronged Othello's service. Let him command, and to obey shall be in me remorse, what bloody work soever.
I greet thy love not with vain thanks, but with acceptance bounteous, and will upon the instant put thee to it. Within these 3 days let me hear thee say that Cassio's not alive.
My friend is dead. 'Tis done as you request. but let her live.
Damn her, lewd minx, or damn her. Come, go with me apart. I will withdraw to furnish me with some swift means of death for the fair devil. Now art thou my lieutenant.
I am your own forever.
Where should I lose that handkerchief, Emilia?
I know not, madam.
Believe me, I had rather lose my purse full of cruzados. And but my noble Moor is true of mind, and made of no such baseness as jealous creatures are. It were enough to put him to ill thinking.
Is he not jealous?
Who, he? I think the sun where he was born drew all such humors from him.
Look where he comes.
I will not leave him now till Cassio be called to him. How is't with you, my lord?
Well, my good lady. Oh, hardness to dissemble. How do you, Desdemona?
Well, my good lord.
Give me your hand. This hand is moist, my lady.
It yet has felt no age, nor known no sorrow.
This argues fruitfulness and a liberal heart. Hot and moist. This hand of yours requires a secrecy from liberty, fasting and prayer, much castigation, exercise devout. For here's a young and sweating devil here that commonly rebels. And 'tis a good hand, a frank one.
You may indeed say so. But 'twas that hand that gave away my heart.
A liberal hand.
I cannot speak of this. Come, your promise.
What promise, Chuck?
I have sent to bid Cassio come speak with you.
I have a salt and sorry room offends me. Lend me thy handkerchief.
Oh, here, my lord.
That which I gave you.
I have it not about me.
Not?
No, faith, my lord.
That's a fault. That handkerchief did an Egyptian to my mother give. She was a charmer, and could almost read the thoughts of people. She told her while she kept it would make her amiable and subdue my father entirely to her love. But if she lost it, or made a gift of it, my father's eye should hold her loathed, and his spirit should hunt after new fancies. She, dying, gave it me, and bid me when my fate would have me wive, to give it her. I did so, and take heed on it. Make it a darling like your precious eye. To lose it or give it away were such perdition as nothing else could match.
Faith is true.
Most veritable. Therefore, look to it well.
Then would to God that I had never seen
Ah,
it.
wherefore?
Why do you speak so startlingly and rash?
Is it lost? Is it gone? Speak. Is it out of the way?
Heaven bless us.
Say you.
It is not lost, but what and if it were?
How?
I say it is not lost.
Fetch it. Let me see it.
So I can, sir. But I will not now. Oh, this is a trick to put me from my suit. I pray, let Cassio be received again.
Fetch me the handkerchief. My mind misgives.
Come, you'll never meet a more sufficient man.
The handkerchief.
A man that all his time hath founded his good fortunes on your love, shared dangers with you.
The handkerchief.
If it you are to blame.
Away.
Is not this man jealous?
I ne'er saw this before. Sure there's some wonder in this handkerchief. I'm most unhappy in the loss of it.
'Tis not a year or two shows us a man. They're all but stomachs, and we're all but food. They eat us hungrily, and when they're full, they belch us. Look you, Cassio and my husband.
There is no other way. 'Tis she must do it. And lo the happiness. Go and importune her.
How now, good Cassio? What's the news with you?
Madam, my former suit, I do beseech you that by your virtuous means I may again exist, and be a member of his love, whom I, with all the office of my heart, entirely honor. I would not be delayed. If my offense be of such mortal kind, that nor my service past nor present sorrows can ransom me into his love again, so shall I clothe me in a forced content, and shut myself up in some other course to fortune's arms.
Alas, thrice gentle Cassio, my advocation is not now in tune. My lord is not my lord. Nor would I know him were he in favor as in humor altered. You must a while be patient. What I can do, I will, and more I will than for myself I dare. Let that suffice you.
Is my lord angry?
He went hence but now, and certainly in strange unquietness.
And can he be angry? I have seen the cannon when it hath blown his ranks into the air, and like the devil from his very arm puffed his own brother. And can he be angry? Something of moment, then. I will go meet him. There's matter in it, indeed, if he be angry.
I prithee do so. Something sure of state, either from Venice or some unhatched practice made demonstrable here in Cyprus to him, hath puddled his clear spirit. In such cases, men's natures wrangle with inferior things, though great ones are the object. 'Tis even so.
Pray heaven it be state matters as you think, and no conception nor no jealous toy concerning you.
Alas, the day I never gave him cause.
But jealous souls will not be answered so. They are not ever jealous for the cause, but jealous for they are jealous. It is a monster begot upon itself, born on itself.
Heaven keep that monster from Othello's mind.
Lady, amen.
I will go seek him. Cassio, walk hereabout. If I do find him fit, I'll move your suit, and seek to effect it to my uttermost.
I humbly thank your ladyship.
Save you, friend Cassio.
What make you from home?
Oh.
How is it with you, my most fair Bianca? If faith, sweet love, I was coming to your house.
And I was going to your lodging, Cassio. What? Keep a week away. 7 days and nights. 8 hours. And lovers' absent hours more tedious than the dial 80 times. Oh, weary reckoning.
Pardon me, Bianca. I have this while with leaden thoughts been pressed. But I shall in a more continued time strike off this score of absence. Sweet Bianca, take me this work out.
Oh, Cassio, whence came this? Ah, this is some token from a newer friend. To the felt absence, now I feel a cause. Is't come to this? Well, well.
Go to, woman. Throw your vile guesses in the devil's teeth from whence you have them.
Oh.
You're jealous now that this is from some mistress, some remembrance. No, by my faith, Bianca.
Why? Whose is it?
I know not, sweet. I found it in my chamber.
Oh.
I like the work well. Ere it be demanded, as like enough it will, I'd have it copied. Take it and do it. And leave me for this time.
Leave you? Wherefore?
I do attend here on the general, and think it no addition, nor my wish, to have him see me woman.
Why, I pray you.
Oh, not that I love you not.
But that you do not love me. Oh, I pray you, bring me on the way a little, and say if I shall see you soon. At night.
'Tis but a little way that I can bring you, for I attend here. But I'll see you soon.
'Tis very good. I must be circumstanced.
Will you think so?
Think so, Iago.
Want to kiss in private?
Unauthorized kiss.
So they do nothing. 'Tis a venial slip. But if I give my wife a handkerchief...
What then?
Why, then 'tis hers, my lord, and being hers, she may, I think, bestow it on any man.
She is protectress of our honor, too. May she give that?
Her honor's an essence that's not seen. They have it very oft that have it not. But for the handkerchief...
By heaven, I would most gladly have forgot it. Thou saidst, it comes all my memory as doth the raven o'er the infected house, boding to all. He had my handkerchief.
Aye, what of that?
That's not so good now.
What if I had said I had seen him do you wrong? Or heard him say...
Has he said anything?
He hath, my lord, would be you well assured, no more than he'll unswear.
What has he said?
Faith that he did. I know not what he did.
What?
Lie.
With her?
With her.
Lie with her?
On her.
Lie on her?
What you will.
We say, lie on her when they belie her. Lie with her. That's fulsome. Handkerchief. Confession. Handkerchief. To confess and be hanged for his labor. First to be hanged, then to confess. I tremble at it. It is not words that shakes me thus. Ah, pish! noses, ears, lips. Oh, devil.
Work on, my medicine, work. Thus credulous fools are caught, and many worthy and chaste dames, even thus, all guiltless, meet reproach. But ho, my lord, I say, Othello. How now, Cassio?
What's the matter?
My lord has fallen into an epilepsy. This is his second fit. He had one yesterday.
Rub him about the
No,
temples.
forbear. The lethargy must have his quiet course. If not, he foams at mouth and by breaks out to savage madness. Look, he stirs. Do you withdraw yourself a little while. He will recover straight. When he is gone, I would on great occasion speak with you. How is it, General? Have you not hurt your head?
And thou mock me.
I mock you. No, by heaven. Would you would bear your fortunes like a man.
Did he confess?
Good sir, be a man. Stand you a while apart. Confine yourself but in a patient list. Whilst you were here o'erwhelmed with your grief, a passion most unfitting such a man, Cassio came hither. I shifted him away and laid good excuse upon your ecstasy. Bade him anon return and here speak with me, the which he promised. But encave yourself, and mark the jeers, the jibes, and notable scorns that dwell in every region of his face. For I will make him tell the tale anew of where, how oft, how long ago, and when he has and is again to cope your wife. I say, but mark his gesture. Marry patience, or I shall say you are all in spleen and nothing of a man.
Dost thou hear, Iago? I will be found most cunning in my patience, but dost thou hear? Most bloody.
That's not amiss, but yet keep time in all. Will you withdraw? Now will I question Cassio of Bianca. He, when he hears of her, cannot refrain from the excess of laughter. Here he comes. As he shall smile, Othello shall go mad. How do you now, Lieutenant?
The worser that you give me the addition whose want even kills me.
Ply Desdemona well, and you're sure on it. Now, if this youth lay in Bianca's power, how quickly should you speed, eh?
Alas, poor Cato.
Look how he laughs already.
I never knew woman love man so.
Alas, poor rogue, I think if faith she loves me.
Now he denies it faintly and laughs it out.
Did you hear, Cassio?
Fortune seemed to tell it all. Go to. Well said, well said.
She gives it out that you shall marry her. Do you intend it?
Do you triumph, Roman? Do you triumph?
I marry her? What, a customer? I prithee bear some charity to my wit. Do not think it so unwholesome.
So they laughed at wind.
Faith, the cry goes, you shall marry her.
Oh, this is the monkey's own giving out. She's persuaded I will marry her out of her own love and flattery, not out of my promise.
Iago beckons me. Now he begins the story.
She was here even now. She haunts me in every place. I was the other day talking on the sea bank with certain Venetians, and thither comes the bauble, and by this hand she falls me thus about my neck.
Crying, oh dear, Cassio, as it were, his gesture impulsed.
So hangs and lolls and weeps upon me, so hails and pulls me.
Now he tells how she plucked him to my chamber.
Well, I must leave her company.
Look where she comes.
'Tis such another fit you marry a perfumed one. What do you mean by this haunting of me?
Let the devil and his dam haunt you. What did you mean by that same handkerchief you gave me even now? I was a fine fool to take it. I must take out the work. A likely piece of work that you should find it in your chamber and not know who left it there. This is some minx's token, and I must take out the work. There. Give it to your hobby horse wheresoever you had it. I'll take no work out on it.
Well, how now, my sweet Bianca? How now? How now?
Heaven, that should be my handkerchief.
And you'll come to supper tonight. You may. And you will not? Come when you are next prepared for.
After her.
Faith, I must. She'll rail in the street else.
Will you sup there?
Faith, I intend so.
Well, I may chance to see you, for I would very fain speak with you.
Prithee, come, will you?
Go to, say no more.
How shall I murder him, Iago?
Did you perceive how he laughed at his vice?
Oh, Iago.
Did you see the handkerchief?
Was that mine?
Yours by this hand. And to see how he prizes the foolish woman, your wife. She gave it him, and he hath given it his whore.
I would have him 9 years a killing. A fine woman, a fair woman, a sweet one.
Nay, you must forget.
I let her rot and perish and be damned tonight, for she shall not live. No, my heart is turned to stone. I strike it, and it hurts my hand. The world hath not a sweeter creature. She might lie by an emperor's side and command him task.
Nay, that's not your way.
Hang her. I do but say what she is. So delicate with her needle, an admirable musician. So high in plenteous wit and invention.
She's the worse for all this.
Oh, 1,000,000 times. And then, of so gentle a condition.
Aye, too gentle.
Nay, that's certain. But yet the pity of it, Iago. Oh, Iago, the pity of it, Iago.
If you be so fond over her iniquity, give her patent to offend. For if it touch not you, it comes near nobody.
I'll chop her into messes. Cuckold me.
Oh, 'tis foul in her.
With mine officer.
That's fouler.
Get me some poison, Iago. This night, I'll not expostulate with her, lest her body and beauty unprovide my mind again. This night, Iago.
Do it not with poison. Strangle her in her bed, even the bed she hath contaminated.
Good, good. The justice of it pleases. Very good.
And for Cassio, let me be his undertaker. You shall hear more by midnight.
Excellent, good. What trumpet is that same?
Something from Venice, sure. 'Tis Lodovico, come from the Duke. And see, your wife is with him.
God save you, worthy general.
With all my heart, sir.
The Duke and senators of Venice greet you.
I kiss the instrument of their pleasures.
And what's the news, good cousin Lodovico?
I am very glad to see you, Signor. Welcome to Cyprus.
I thank you. How does Lieutenant Cassio?
Lives, sir.
Cousin, there's fallen between him and my lord an unkind breach. But you shall make all well.
Are you sure of that?
My lord?
This fail you not to do, as you will.
He did not call. He's busy in the paper. Is there division twixt thy lord and Cassio?
A most unhappy one. I would do much to atone them for the love I bear to Cassio.
Fire and
My
brimstone.
lord,
Are you wise?
what? Is he angry?
Maybe the letter moved him. For as I think, they do command him home, deputing Cassio in his government.
By my troth, I'm glad of it.
Indeed.
My lord.
I am glad to see you mad.
How sweet Othello.
Devil!
I have not deserved this.
My lord, this would not be believed in Venice, though I should swear I saw it. 'Tis very much. Make her amends. She weeps.
Oh, devil, devil, if that the earth could teem with woman's tears, each drop she falls would prove a crocodile. Out of my sight.
Not stay to offend you.
Truly an obedient lady. I do beseech your lordship, call her back.
Mistress,
My lord?
what would you with her, sir?
Who, I, my lord?
You did wish that I would make her turn, so she can turn and yet go on and turn again. And she can weep, sir, weep. And she's obedient, as you say, obedient, very obedient. Proceed you in your tears. Concerning this, sir, well-painted passion. I am commanded home. Get you away. I'll send for you anon. Sir, I obey the mandate and will return to Venice. Hence avaunt! Cassio shall have my place. And, sir, tonight I do entreat that we may sup together. You are welcome, sir, to Cyprus. Goats and monkeys.
Is this the noble Moor whom our full Senate call all in all sufficient? Is this the nature whom passion could not shake? Whose solid virtue the shot of accident nor dart of chance could neither graze nor pierce?
He is much changed.
Are his wits safe? Is he not light of brain?
He's that he is. I may not breathe my censure.
What? Strike his wife?
Alas, alas. It is not honesty in me to speak what I have seen and known. You shall observe him, and his own courses will denote him so that I may save my speech.
I am sorry that I am deceived in him.
You have seen nothing, then.
nor ever heard, nor ever did suspect.
Yes, you have seen Cassio and she together.
But then I saw no harm, and then I heard each syllable that breath made up between them.
What, did they never whisper?
Never, my lord.
Nor send you out of the way?
Never.
To fetch her fan, her gloves, her master, nothing?
Never, my lord.
That's strange.
I durst, my lord, to wager she is honest, laid down my soul at stake. If you think other, remove your thought. It doth abuse your bosom. If any wretch have put this in your head, let heaven requite it with a serpent's curse. For if she be not honest, chaste, and true, there's no man happy. The purest of their wives is foul as slander.
Bid her come hither. Go. She says enough, yet she's a simple bawd that cannot say as much. This is a subtle whore, a closet lock and key of villainous secrets, and yet she'll kneel and pray. I've seen her do it.
My lord, what is your will?
Pray, Chuck, come hither.
What is your pleasure?
Let me see your eyes. Look in my face.
Upon my knees, what doth your speech import? I understand the fury in your words, but not the word.
Why, what art thou?
Your wife, my lord, your true and loyal wife.
Come, swear it, damn thyself, lest being like one of heaven, the devils themselves should fear to seize thee. Therefore be double damned. Swear thou art honest.
Heaven doth truly know it.
Heaven truly knows thou art false as hell.
To whom, my lord, with whom, how am I false?
Oh, Desdemona, away, away, away.
Alas, the heavy day. Why do you weep? Am I the occasion of those tears, my lord? If haply you my father do suspect, an instrument of this your calling back, lay not your blame on me. If you have lost him, why, I have lost him too.
Had it pleased heaven to try me with affliction, had they rained all kinds of sores and shames on my bare head, steeped me in poverty to the very lips, given to captivity, me and my utmost hopes, I should have found in some place of my soul a drop of patience. But alas, to make me a fixed figure for the time of scorn, to point his slow, unmoving finger at, yet could I bear that too well, very well. But there, where I have guarded of my heart, where either I must live or bear no life, the fountain from the which my current runs, or else dries up, to be discarded thence, or keep it as a cistern for foul toads to knot and gender in. Turn thy complexion there, patience, thou young and rose-lipped chair you been. I there look grim as hell.
I hope my noble lord esteems me honest.
Oh, I, as summer flies are in the shambles that quicken even with blowing. Oh, thou weed, who art so lovely fair, and smelt so sweet, that the sense aches at thee. Would thou hadst ne'er been born.
Alas, what ignorant sin have I committed?
Was this fair paper, this most goodly book, made to write whore upon? What committed? Heaven stops the nose at it, and the moon winks. The bawdy wind that kisses all it meets is hushed within the hollow mine of earth, and will not hear it. What committed? Impudent strumpet.
By heaven, you do me wrong.
Are you not a strumpet?
No, as I am a Christian.
What, not a whore?
No, as I shall be saved.
Is it
Oh,
possible?
heaven, forgiveness.
I cry you mercy, then. I took you for that cunning whore of Venice that married with Othello.
Ah.
You, Emilia, that have the office opposite to St. Peter and keep the gate of hell. You are you. We have done our course. There's money for your pains. I pray you turn the key and keep our counsel.
Alas, what does this gentleman conceive? How do you, madam? How do you, my good lady?
Face, half asleep.
Good madam, what's the matter with my lord?
With who?
Why, with my lord, madam.
Who is thy lord?
He that is yours, sweet lady.
I have none. Do not talk to me, Emilia. I cannot weep, nor answer have I none but what should go by water. prithee, tonight lay on my bed my wedding sheets, remember. And call thy husband hither.
Here's a change indeed.
'Tis meet I should be used so. Very meet. How have I been behaved, that he might stick the smallest opinion on my least misuse?
What is your pleasure, madam? How is't with you?
I cannot tell. Those that do teach young babes do it with gentle means and easy tasks. He might have chid me so, for in good faith I am a child at chiding.
What's the matter, lady?
Alas, Iago, my lord hath so behorred her, thrown such despite and heavy terms upon her, as true hearts cannot bear.
Am I that name, Iago?
What name, fair lady?
Such as she says my lord did say I was?
He called her whore. A beggar in his drink could not have laid such terms upon his callet.
Why did he so?
I do not know. I'm sure I am none such.
Do not weep, do not weep. Alas the day.
Hath she forsook so many noble matches, her father and her country and her friends, to be called whore? Would it not make one weep?
Beshrew him for it. How comes this trick upon him?
Heaven doth know.
I'll be hanged if some eternal villain, some busy and insinuating rogue, some cugging, cozening slave, to get some office, hath not devised this slander. I'll be hanged else.
Fie, there's no such man. It is impossible.
Any such there be, heaven pardon him.
A halter pardon him, and hell gnaw his bones. Why should he call her whore? Who keeps her company? What place, what time, what form, what likelihood? The Moor's abused by some most outrageous knave, some base, notorious knave, some scurvy fellow. Oh, heavens, that such companions thou'dst unfold, and put in every honest hand a whip, to lash the rascals naked through the world, even from the east to the west.
Speak within doors.
Oh, fie upon him. Some such squire he was that turned your wit, the seamy side without, and made you to suspect me with the Moor.
You're a fool. Go to.
Oh, good Iago, what shall I do to win my lord again? Good friend, go to him, for by this light of heaven I know not how I lost him. Here I kneel. If e'er my will did trespass gainst his love, either in discourse of thought or actual deed, or that I do not yet, and ever did and ever will, though he do shake me off to beggarly divorcement, love him dearly, comfort forswear me. Unkindness may do much, and his unkindness may defeat my life, but never taint my love.
I pray you, be content. 'Tis but his humor. The business of the state does him offense, and he does chide with you.
If 'twere no other.
'Tis but so, I warrant. Hark, how these instruments summon to supper. The messengers of Venice stay the meat. Go in and weep not. All things shall be well.
How now, Roderigo?
I do not find that thou dealest justly with me.
Oh, what in the contrary?
Every day thou daffst me with some device, Iago, and rather as it seems to me now. Keepest from me all conveniency, then suppliest me with the least advantage of hope. I will indeed no longer endure it, nor am I yet persuaded to put up in peace what already I have foolishly suffered.
Will you hear me, Roderigo?
Faith, I've heard too much. For your words and performances are no kin together.
You charge me most unjustly.
With naught but truth. I have wasted myself out of my means. The jewels you have had from me to deliver to Desdemona would half have corrupted a votist. You have told me she hath received them, and returned me expectations and comforts of sudden respect and acquaintance. But I find none.
Well, go to very well.
Very well? Go to? I cannot go to, man, or 'tis not very well. By this hand, I say 'tis very scurvy, and begin to find myself fopped in it.
Very well.
I tell you 'tis not very well. I will make myself known to Desdemona. If she will return me my jewels, I will give over my suit and repent my unlawful solicitation. If not, Assure yourself I'll seek satisfaction of you.
You have said now?
Aye. And have said nothing but what I protest intent of doing.
Ha 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 ha. Why, now I see there's metal in thee, and even from this instant do build on thee a better opinion than ever before. Give me thy hand, Roderigo. Thou hast taken against me a most just exception, but yet I protest I have dealt most directly in thy affair.
It hath not appeared.
I grant indeed it hath not appeared, and your suspicion is not without wit and judgment.
Uh-huh.
But, Roderigo, if thou hast that in thee indeed, which I have greater reason to believe now than ever, I mean purpose, courage, and valor, this night show it. If thou the next night following enjoy not Desdemona, take me from this world with treachery and devise engines for my life.
Well, what is it? Is it within reason and compass?
Sir, there is a special commission come from Venice to depute Cassio in Othello's place.
Is that true?
Uh-huh.
Why then, Othello and Desdemona return again to Venice.
Oh, no. He goes into Mauritania and takes away with him the fair Desdemona.
What?
Unless his abode be lingered here by some accident, wherein none can be so determinate as the removing of Cassio.
How do you mean, removing of him?
Why, by making him incapable of Othello's place. Knocking out his brains.
And that you would have me to do?
Aye, and if you dare do yourself a profit and a right, come stand not amazed there, but go along with me. I will show you such a necessity in his death that you shall think yourself bound to put it upon him.
What?
It is now high supper time, and the night grows to waste. About it.
I will hear further reason for this.
And you shall be satisfied.
How goes it now? He looks gentler than he did.
He says he will return incontinent. He hath commanded me to go to bed and bade me to dismiss you.
Dismiss me?
It was his bidding. Therefore, good Emilia, give me my nightly wearing and adieu. We must not now displease him.
Aye, would you'd never seen him.
So would not I. My love doth so approve him that even his stubbornness, his checks and frowns. Prithee, unpin me. Have grace and favor in them.
I have laid those sheets you bade me on the bed.
All's one. Good faith, how foolish are our minds. If I do die before thee, prithee shroud me in one of those same sheets.
Come, come, you talk.
My mother had a maid called Barbara. She was in love, and he she loved proved mad and did forsake her. She had a song of willow, an old thing 'twas, but it expressed her fortunes, and she died singing it. That song tonight will not go from my mind, and I have much to do but to go hang my head all at one side and sing it like poor Barbara. Prithee, dispatch.
Shall I go fetch your nightgown?
No. Unpin me here. The poor soul sat sighing by a sycamore tree. Sing all a green willow, her hand on her bosom, her head on her knee. Sing willow, willow, sing willow, willow. The fresh streams ran by her and murmured her moans. The salt tears ran from her and softened the stones. Prithee, hide thee, he'll come anon. Let nobody blame him, his scorn It's not next. Hark! Who is that knocks?
It's the wind.
Oh. I called my love was love, but what said he then? If I court more women, your couch with more men. So, get thee gone. Good night. Oh, these men, these men. Dost thou in conscience think, tell me, Emilia, that there be women do abuse their husbands in such gross kind?
There be some such, no question.
Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world?
Why, would not you?
No, by this heavenly light.
Nor I neither, by this heavenly light. I might do it as well in the dark.
Wouldst thou do such a deed for all the world?
The world's a huge thing. 'Tis a great price for a small vice.
By my troth, I think thou wouldst not.
By my troth, I think I would, and undo it again when I'd done't. Marry, I would not do such a thing for a joint ring, nor for measures of lawn, nor gowns, petticoats, nor caps, nor any petty exhibition, but for all the whole world. Odds pity, who would not make her husband a cuckold to make him a monarch? I should venture purgatory for it.
I do not think there is any such woman.
Yes, a dozen. But I do think it is their husbands' faults if wives do fall. Say that they strike us, or else break out in peevish jealousies. Why, we have galls, and though we have some grace, yet have we some revenge. Let husbands know their wives have sense like them. They see and smell, and have their palates both for sweet and sour, as husbands have. And have we not affections, desires for sports and frailty, as men have? Then let them use us well, else let them know the ills we do, their ills instruct us so.
Good night. Good night. Heaven me such uses send, not to pick bad from bad, but by bad mend.
It is the cause. It is the cause, my soul. Let me not name it to you, you chaste stars. It is the cause. Yet I'll not shed her blood, nor scar that whiter skin of hers than snow, and smooth as monumental alabaster. Yet she must die, else she'll betray more men. Put out the light, and then put out the light. If I quench thee, thou flaming minister, I can again thy former light restore, should I repent me. But once put out thy light, thou cunningest pattern of excelling nature, I know not where is that Promethean heat that can thy light relume. When I have plucked the rose, I cannot give it vital growth again. It needs must wither. I'll smell it on the tree. Ah, balmy breath, thou dost almost persuade justice to break her sword. One more. One more. Be thus when thou art dead, and I will kill thee and love thee after. One more, and this the last. So sweet was ne'er so fatal. I must weep. but they are cruel tears. This sorrow's heavenly. It strikes where it doth love. She wakes.
Who's there? Othello,
I, Desdemona.
will you come to bed, my lord?
Have you prayed tonight, Desdemona?
Aye, my lord.
If you bethink yourself of any crime, unreconciled as yet to heaven and grace, solicit for it straight.
Alas, my lord, what may you mean by that?
Well, do it and be brief. I will walk by. I would not kill thy unprepared spirit. No, heaven forfend. I would not kill thy soul.
Talk you of killing?
Aye, I do.
Then heaven have mercy on me.
Amen, with all my heart.
If you say so, I hope you will not kill me.
Huh?
Yet I fear you. You are fatal then when your eyes roll so. Why I should fear I know not, since guiltiness I know not, and yet I fear.
Think on thy sins.
They are loves I bear to you.
Aye, and for that thou diest.
Death's unnatural that kills for loving. Alas, why know you so your nether lip? Some bloody passion shakes your very frame. These are portents, and yet I hope they do not point on me.
Peace and be still.
I will so. What's the matter?
That handkerchief which I so loved and gave thee, thou gavest to Cassio.
Oh, by my life and soul. Send for the man and ask him.
Sweet soul, take heed of perjury. Thou art on thy deathbed.
Aye, not yet to die.
Aye, presently. Therefore confess thee freely of thy sin. Thou art to die.
Then, Lord, have mercy on me.
I say amen.
And have you mercy, too. I never did offend you in my life. Never loved Cassio. But with such general warranty of heaven as I might love. I never gave him token.
By heaven, I saw my handkerchief in his hand. Oh, perjured woman, thou dost stone my heart, and makes me call what I intend to do a murder, which I thought a sacrifice. I saw the handkerchief.
Found it then, I never gave it him. Send for him hither, let him confess a truth.
He hath confessed.
What, my lord?
That he hath used thee.
How? Unlawfully?
Aye.
He will not say so.
No, his mouth is stopped. Honest Iago hath ta'en order for it.
My fear interprets then. What, is he dead?
Had all his hairs been lives, my great revenge had stomach for them all.
Alas. He is betrayed, and I undone.
Out, strumpet. Weepst thou for him to my face?
Banish me, my lord, but kill me not.
Down, strumpet.
Kill me tomorrow, let me live tonight.
Nay, if you strive.
But half an hour.
Being done, there is no pause.
But what? I say one prayer.
It is too late.
What ho, my lord, my lord.
What noise is this? Not dead. Not yet quite dead. I that am cruel am yet merciful. I would not have thee linger in thy pain. So.
What ho, my lord, my lord.
Who's there?
Oh, good my lord, I'd speak a word with you.
Yes. It is Emilia. By and by. She's dead. It is like she comes to speak of Cassio's death. The noise was here. No more moving. Still as the grave. Shall she come in? Word good. I think she stirs again. No. What's best to do? If she come in, she'll sure speak to my wife. My wife. My wife. What wife? I have no wife. Oh, insupportable. Oh, heavy hour. Methinks it should be now a huge eclipse of sun and moon, and that the affrighted globe should yawn at alteration.
I do beseech you, I may speak with you, good my lord.
I had forgot thee. Come in, Emilia. Soft. By and by. Let me the curtains draw. Where art thou? What's the matter with thee now?
Oh, good my lord, yonder foul murder's done.
What now?
But now, my lord.
It is the very air of the moon. She comes more near earth than she was wont, and makes men mad.
Cassio, my lord, hath killed a young Venetian called Roderigo.
Roderigo killed, and Cassio killed.
No, Cassio's not killed.
Not Cassio killed. Then murder's out of tune, and sweet revenge grows harsh.
Falsely murdered?
Alas, what cry is that?
That what?
Out, and alas, that was my lady's voice. Help, help! Oh, help! Oh, lady, speak again. Sweet Desdemona. Oh, sweet mistress, speak.
Guiltless death I die.
Who hath done this deed?
Nobody. I myself. Farewell. Commend me to my kind lord. Farewell.
Why? How should she be murdered?
Alas, who knows?
You heard her say herself it was not I.
She said so. I must needs report the truth.
She's like a liar gone to burning hell. 'Twas I that killed her.
Oh, the more angel she. And you, the blacker devil.
She turned to folly, and she was a whore.
Thou dost belie her, and thou art a devil.
She was false as water.
Thou art rash as fire to say that she was false. She was heavenly true.
Cassio did top her. Ask thy husband else. Oh, I would damn beneath all depth in hell that I did proceed upon just grounds this extremity. Thy husband knew it all.
My husband.
Thy husband.
That she was false to wedlock.
I with Cassio. Nay, had she been true, if heaven would make me such another world of one entire and perfect chrysolite, I'll not have sold her for it.
My husband?
Aye, 'twas he that told me first. An honest man he is, and hates the slime that sticks on filthy deeds.
My husband?
He, woman. I say thy husband. Dost understand the word? My friend, thy husband. Honest Iago.
If he say so, may his pernicious soul rot half a grain a day. He lies to the heart. She was too fond of her most filthy bargain. Do thy worst. This deed of thine is no more worthy heaven than thou wast worthy her.
Peace you were best.
Thou hast not half that power to do me harm as I have to be hurt. O gull! O dolt! As ignorant as dirt, thou hast done a deed. I care not for thy sword. I'll make thee known though I lost 20 lives. Help! 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 Oh, help! The Moor hath killed my mistress. Murder! Murder! You are come, Iago. You've done well that men must lay their murders on your neck.
What is the matter?
Disprove this villain if thou beest a man. He says thou toldst him that his wife was false. I know thou didst not. Thou art not such a villain. Speak, for my heart is full.
I told him what I thought, and told no more than what he found himself was apt and true.
But did you ever tell him she was false?
I did.
You told a lie! An odious, damned lie! Upon my soul, a lie, a wicked lie. She false with Cassio? Did you say with Cassio?
With Cassio, mistress. Go to, charm your tongue.
I will not charm my tongue. I am bound to speak. My mistress there lies murdered on her bed.
Oh, heavens!
And your report has set the murder on.
Nay, stare not, masters. It is true indeed.
'Tis a strange truth.
Oh, villainy, villainy. I think upon it. I think I smelt. Oh, villainy. I thought so then. I'll kill myself with grief. Villainy, villainy.
What are you, mad? I charge you, get you home.
Good gentlemen, let me have leave to speak. 'Tis proper I obey him, but not now. Perchance, Iago, I will ne'er go home.
Oh, Oh,
Nay, lay thee down and roar, for thou hast killed the sweetest innocent that e'er did lift up eye.
oh, she was foul. I scarce did know you, uncle. There lies your niece, whose breath indeed these hands have newly stopped. I know this act shows horrible and grim.
Poor Desdemona.
'Tis pitiful, but yet Iago knows that she with Cassio hath the act of shame 1,000 times committed. Cassio confessed it, and she did gratify his amorous works with that recognizance and pledge of love which I first gave her. I saw it in his hand. It was a handkerchief, an antique token my father gave my mother.
God, oh heavenly power.
Soons hold your peace.
Twill out. Aye, peace. No, I'll speak as liberal as the air. Let heaven and men and devils, let them all cry shame against me. Yet I'll speak.
Be wise and get you home.
I will not. O thou dull Moor, that handkerchief thou speak'st of, I found by fortune, and did give my husband. He begged of me to steal it.
Villainous whore!
He give it Cassio. No, alas, I found it, and I did give it my husband.
Filth, thou liest!
By heaven, I do not. I do not, gentlemen. Oh, murderous coxcomb, what should such a fool do with so good a wife?
Are there no stones in heaven but what serve for the thunder? Precious villain!
The woman falls. Sure he hath killed his wife.
Aye, lay me by my mistress' side.
He's gone, but his wife's killed.
Come, guard the door without. Let him not pass, but kill him rather. I'll after that same villain, for 'tis a damned slave.
What did thy song bode, lady? Hark, canst thou hear me? I will play the swan and die in music. Sing, willow. Oh. Moor. She was chaste. She loved thee, cruel Moor. So come my soul to bliss as I speak true. And speaking as I think, alas, I die.
You must forsake this room and go with us. Your power and your command is taken off, and Cassio rules in Cyprus. For this slave, if there be any cunning cruelty that can torment him much and hold him long, it shall be his. You shall close prisoner rest, till that the nature of your fault be known to the Venetian state. Come, bring him away.
Soft you! A word or two before you go. I have done the state some service, and they know it. No more of that. I pray you in your letters, when you shall these unlucky deeds relate, speak of me as I am. Nothing extenuate, nor set down aught in malice. Then must you speak of one that loved not wisely, but too well, of one not easily jealous, but being wrought, perplexed in the extreme, of one whose hand, like the base Indian, threw a pearl away richer than all his tribe, of one whose subdued eyes, albeit unused to the melting mood, drop tears as fast as the Arabian trees their medicinable gum. Set you down this, and say besides that in Aleppo once, where a malignant and a turbaned Turk beat a Venetian and traduced the state, I took by the throat the circumcised dog and smote him thus.
Oh, bloody period!
All that spoke's marred.
I kissed thee ere I killed thee. No way but this. Killing myself to die upon a kiss.
This did I fear, but thought he had no weapon, for he was great of heart.
O thou Iago, Spartan dog, more fell than anguish, hunger or the sea. Look on the tragic loading of this bed. This is thy work. The object, poison sight, let it be hid. Gratiano, keep the house. To you, Lord Governor, remains the censure of this hellish villain. The time, the place, the torture. Oh, enforce it. Myself will straight aboard, and to the state this heavy act, with heavy heart, relate.